It's a beautiful night for football in Plymouth. Tonight on CCX Sports, a great matchup between the Edina Hornets and the Wayzata Trojans. Hello and welcome to Wayzata High School. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, both teams coming off wins in week one. Edina defeating Centennial and Wayzata with an impressive shutout win here against Blaine.
Yeah, and both teams really similar, John. Play great defense. They want to run the football. They want to dominate the line of scrimmage. Both of these coaches are excellent coaches. And the one thing I always notice with both of these coaches, their teams take on their persona. And that's how they played. Week one, big wins by both of them. This is a really good week two matchup.
What's the differences for coaches and players between that first game when you got all the jitters and you don't really know what you have and going into week two?
Well, I think it's a couple things. One, you got players that have never played varsity, so they're nervous. They're thinking about the crowd and just how big of a scene it is. Now week two, they can just settle down. They've done this. They got their routine down. They know what their pregame looks like. And so now they can settle down and play football. And from a coaching standpoint, you know what you got. You've tried all these things preseason and during the summer. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Now you can kind of get a little deeper in that playbook and really focus on your personnel and what works best for your players' strengths.
Wayzata ran the ball a lot last week. Edina pretty even, though, on their offense, running and passing.
Well, I think balance is always a word I use a lot in our broadcast. And it doesn't just have to be run-pass. And with Wayzata, they got a dominating running back. They got a big physical offensive line. But for them to be successful against a good defensive football team, they're going to have to be able to throw. On Edina's side, they don't have one superstar in the backfield. They got a good quarterback who made great plays, great throws last week. So balance is key for both of these teams.
This is going to be a good one tonight. Edina and Wayzata both 1-0, and they'll go at it in just a few minutes here at Wayzata High School. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff in just a moment on CCX Sports.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of three, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
We are ready to go with prep football on a Friday night at Wayzata High School. Jackson Fensky will kick off for Edina. Wayzata will have the first possession of the night, and here we go. Short kickoff that will be handled at the 16-yard line. Out to the 25 and out across the 30 to the 33. And a decent run back on the first play of the game for Julian Dietrich. And Wayzata's got decent field position, Ryan, to start the ball game.
Can you believe second week of football and it's 80 degrees outside? I mean, just beautiful night for football. We saw last week, John, in our broadcast, a lot of cramping, right? Guys are, you can be in great shape during the summer, but you just can't simulate that game speed and that being in game shape. So keep an eye on that.
Wayzata quarterback is Thomas Schmidt. He's a senior making his second varsity start, and on first down, no surprise if you saw last week's game, the handoff to Christian Vassar, who had a huge week against Blaine, rushing 34 times for 211 yards and a touchdown. There's number 4, and he got a gain of 6 on the first play from scrimmage.
Take a look at the starters right there. Big offensive line up front, physical. Anytime you got a running back that gets 200 yards, I'll show you a great offensive line in front of him. But you know, 34 carries, that's what you love to see, those kind of workhorse backs.
And they'll give him to, again, he's near the first down sticks at the 44-yard line of Wayzata. Looks like he'd be just a little bit short, bringing up third down and a yard. Maybe less than that.
You know, and the thing too about Christian is, you know, you look at those 2 runs, they didn't seem anything imposing, but they moved the sticks and averages 6.2 yards per carry. And if you get the ball 34 times, that's having that kind of reliability to move the chains. That's the key at this level. And he's fast and strong. He's kind of that good mix, that good balance. Reminds me a lot of Maple Grove running back we saw the last few years in Evan Hall. Kind of built the same way, that strong, but get him in the open field. But remember, how many times did we see Evan Hall carry the ball 35, 40 times in a game and seemed to get better as the game went on?
Vassar's second carry did get the necessary yardage, so 6 and a 4-yard gain on his first 2 carries tonight. He'll get the call again, and this time only a couple of yards out to the 46-yard line. Last one off the bottom of the pile for Edina, Jackson Karpinski, senior defensive end. There you see him along the rest of the Edina defensive starters to start tonight's ball game.
Well, this is a very good defensive team, and Edina historically known as a very good defensive football program. And of course, Darren Lamker, the head coach, he's a defensive guy. Always had very good defenses with him.
2nd down and 8 from the 46. Ball is tipped and at the line, and it is incomplete. A tip by one of the incoming linemen. And it'll go for no gain, obviously, on the incompletion. It's 3rd down and 8. So take a look at it.
Yeah, great play fake right there, but an excellent job. You can see the pressure being put on by Kyan. Great job there. If you can't get home on the sack, get your hands up in the air and bat it down. And Wayzata fortunate there to not have an interception.
Hamson Kaheen, he and his brother Laban, both starters on defense for Edina. And there's a completion, though, on 3rd down. Schmidt with a nice patch and in open space, and down to the 29-yard line of Edina goes Jacob Wildermuth. Jacob last week caught 3 passes for 67 yards and a touchdown, and this one's a big gainer.
Well, and a great job just giving your quarterback time, and an excellent job that time by Schmidt, setting, not rushing it on 3rd and long. Stood in there, great footwork, delivered a strike, and a nice block, too, down the field, enabled that to go for some extra yardage.
Gain of 24 for Wildermuth and Wayzata offense. And a timeout, officials timeout on the field that the Edina player hurt. And it's Will Davis.
Yeah, you hate seeing injuries, especially early on. I'll tell you, with Wayzata, you can see an early season, just a trust with Jacob Wildermuth and Tom Schmidt. He knows where to go with that ball, who he can trust. And that's as a quarterback, especially a new quarterback, you find out where you can go and who you can end up trusting.
Davis is up. Hopefully maybe just a cramp or something. Ryan, look to get him back in the lineup if we can.
I certainly hope that he's okay. It looked like he was holding his arm or his wrist there, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's a very good, big part of this defense for the Hornets.
And off on 1st and 10 after that long pass completion, and a very short gain this time for Vassar. 2 yards to the 28, already his 4th carry of this opening drive.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Edina's doing a nice job, John, up front. They're bringing linebackers into the gaps there, and they're just loading the box. There's just no seam, no alleyway for Vassar to find a seam through there. So that's what you got to do. You're going to have to make, I think, to beat Wayzata, you got to make their quarterback beat you. And you don't want to let Christian Vassar get going for a big night.
2nd down and 8. This is the first carry of the night for Malachi Jackson. He is another strong back. Doesn't get as many carries, at least didn't in week 1 for Wayzata as Vassar did. But we saw Malachi last year. He can play both sides of the ball, and he'll play both offense and defense tonight. He carries 27 yards last week rushing the ball, and his first carry tonight gets 5, setting up 3rd down and 3 from the Edina 23-yard line.
Jackson's really got that speed. They try to get him the ball where he can get to the outside and try to break a big one.
Schmidt standing at the 28. Jackson will get the call again. Nice job picking a hole. Ryan gets down to the 16-yard line. Saw he couldn't go outside. Cuts it back inside. His line had opened up a hole there for him, and he picks up 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like Vassar, and then this play Jackson. Watch Jackson kind of stutter. He doesn't, you see a lot of running backs over-aggressive to get to that hole. He kind of let it develop, trusting his offensive line. They got a great push there on the right side. Great patience and able to just push it north and south, get up big first down. That's 2 big 3rd down conversions on this first drive.
From the 16-yard line, Jackson will get the call again, breaks a tackle, and he's inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Hamza Malim on the tackle, but another good gainer for Wayzata's ground game. Again, Jackson picks up 7.
No, good patience there, and you can see these Wayzata running backs, they're going to run through arm tackles. If you get a chance to bring them down, you got to wrap up. They're too strong, too quick, too athletic.
Jackson gets the call again, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. And Wayzata is on the board.
Well, that's a statement. That's an opening drive statement. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run it between the tackles. You know it's coming. We know it's coming. Can you stop it? And he mixed that in with that 3rd and long pass completion for the first down there. That was a beautiful drive. And that's what you want to do. You want to establish the line of scrimmage. And you can see a lot of blue pushing right there, John. And Christian Vassar able to basically walk into that end zone. That's a beautiful opening drive.
Extra point attempt is up and through. At 7-0.
Here's another good look. You see that push there. He wasn't touched until he was through the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you, I love drives like that. You see guys pulling, great down block there too by that offensive line. But I love when you don't have to get tricky, John. You're not trying to do things that you're not comfortable with or taking chances. We are what we are. We are going to pound the football, and we want to see if you can stop it. And I'll tell you right now, Wayzata, if they can dominate that line of scrimmage like they did on that opening drive, there's not too many teams here in the state that'll be able to stop them.
Peter Melquist with the extra point, making it 7-0 Wayzata. He used up a good chunk of time there, Ryan. 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
And the other thing it does too, John, is it forces Edina to feel almost pressure now to respond, right? Oh boy, I don't know if we're going to be able to stop them. Offense, we got to go out and get 7 right on the board. You start, pushing a little bit. That's why getting that ball, starting with the ball, and then marching down in that manner, scoring a touchdown. That's a powerful opening statement.
Melquist, short kick, running up and grabbing it at the 19. Sawyer Anderson, and he gets a good run, good push, continuing out past the 35, and Edina will take it at their 37 as they get the ball for the first time tonight. Good job by Anderson.
Doesn't it seem like more teams are going to those short pooch kicks, and it's almost like they want to eliminate the big run back, but they do sacrifice a little bit of field position. Wayzata had good field position to start with. Here Edina is as well. You see George Sandvin, he had a very efficient first varsity game, over 50% completions, 2 touchdowns, 140 yards. We talked about their balance, and they're going to have to continue that here tonight.
Jackson, the eye behind Sandvin. Second man through and a carry out to the 49. A hard hit, but a gain of close to 3 yards on the first carry for Alexander Ilias.
I like how Ilias there, he not a big guy, but he took contact, kept going. And then number 2, Ukofia, just came in and laid the wood. This is a physical football game right here.
Ilias last week led the Hornets in rushing in the win over Centennial, 65 yards on 14 carries. 2nd down and 7 from the 40 for the Hornets. Sandin looks to throw, will fade toward the sideline and incomplete off the hand of Lucas Fleming, the senior wide receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
I'll tell you what, even though that was incomplete, he put it where, you know, in a really good spot where only his receiver had a chance to make the play. Eddie Benega, number 3. Have you heard that name before in the Wayzata, you know, sports program? But great coverage. He was right there. It was a good ball, too. That would have been a spectacular catch.
3rd and 7 for the Hornets from their 40. Ball is dropped. Sandman trying to get back on top of it. They do get it back, but it'll be a punting situation as they got in there in a hurry. But of course, the bad snap or just a drop off the snap. Joe Dembro and teammates in there, and it's a 5-yard loss.
I'll tell you, Joe Dembro, he's a monster on the football field. He's a senior captain. He led their team with 9 total tackles last week, had a sack, and you can see you put that ball on the ground. Just great pressure. Kukowski, number 8, is in there as well, and that play didn't have a chance. And if you're Wayzata, John, I mean, what a great start. You score, you get a 3 and out here, a chance to really put some pressure on this Hornet team.
Nathan Seymour is the punter. It's a kick away.
Good punt.
One bounce and handled and then dropped. Ball is loose down inside the 25-yard line.
I think he got back on it, yep.
And Wayzata will recover. Drew Berkland able to get back on it.
I'll tell you, people watch at home and they think, how do you drop something like that? I always tell people, go try and receive a ball when you know 11 guys are sprinting down with a target right on your shoulder pads there, and they're coming to hit you hard. It's a lot easier, a lot harder than it looks. And he did a great job of just being able to recover that one. You know, the one thing that can stop momentum like this, John, is turnovers, right? And Wayzata fortunate there that they dodged one.
Ball from the 23-yard line after the punt return. Play fake, a throw, and a completion, and a 1st down out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. It's Kukowski, or excuse me, this is Wildermuth again with his 2nd catch tonight. 9, not 8, and a gain of 15.
Yeah, I'll tell you what makes that play work is the ball fake. You get the linebackers taking a step up. He's got a great alleyway, a lot of space there. Wildermuth runs a great route, too. That's an easy throw and catch for your quarterback. And as you're doing that, John, you're building his confidence as well. He's 2 for 2 now with 2 pretty big completions. And you got that balance, and that only is going to set up more for their running game.
Schmidt 2 of 3 passing for 39 yards. He's going to go again, and he's got his man, Wildermuth, pulling away at 20, 15. He's going to go for a touchdown. 62 yards.
Did I mention they have a good connection and trust? Holy buckets. I'll tell you, as great as Wildermuth was in catching that and then keeping his speed and getting away from the defender, John, that ball was put right on the money. And as a receiver, when you don't have to slow down or reach backwards to catch it, you can keep that stride going. I love they just had a completion. They go right back to it. This one's a little bit deeper. It was a post route right down the middle of the field. Tom Schmidt, I'll tell you, he's got a great arm, and I love his accuracy so far. He's 3 for 3 with big completions.
Extra point from Melquist is up and through. 2 drives, 2 scores for Wayzata, and they lead 14-0.
Now let's take a look at this. Again, that ball fake, you get the linebackers to come up. He's got a great seam, and he just put it right on the money. There was no safety help over the top there. And I'll tell you what makes that so successful is that play action. You see the linebackers stepping forward. And Wildermuth showing off some great speed too. His 2nd touchdown of this early season. think he's already matched or succeeded what he had last week. 3 catches, 67 yards last week. He's got 3 catches. I don't know what.
3 for 101 and a touchdown this week.
You know, and as a quarterback, you love that feeling of knowing you got a guy that's going to, you know where he's going to be. You've probably worked on the timing. You trust he's going to make the catch, and you start looking for him. And now that they've had a couple of long completions like that, it's going to soften that Hornet defense up. It's only going to enable their running game to even get better.
Malquist's second kick a little deeper. This one handled just inside the 10 and returned out across the 20. Second return tonight for Sawyer Anderson. And Edina will start inside their 25.
Well, and this is a big drive right now. Obviously down 2 scores, but all the momentum is on Wayzata's side. If you're Edina, it's your chance now to get a little bit of this back. Let's get a good drive. Even if you don't score on it, John, you got to move the football. Give your defense a rest here. You see Coach Darren Lamker, he's in his 3rd season. We remember him obviously from Osseo and won a state championship there. I get so fired up talking to him before a game. I'm ready to play again for him. I just love him. I can tell this is not the start he wanted to have here on the road.
First down run, gain of just 1. We didn't really talk about it much yet so far, but this Wayzata defense threw a shutout against the Blaine team that was in the semifinals last year. Now, Blaine certainly lost some personnel from last year, but still an impressive start for this as starting 11 and the reserves who play.
Well, and that's the question. And I asked both of the coaches, is Wayzata's defense that good, or was Blaine maybe a little overrated? And I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. You get a shutout against a good program, it's hard to do.
Oh, and there's a sack on second down. Rogues gets in and gets the tackle for loss.
Oh, yeah, Rogues, great body for football. Watch him come off the bottom of our screen there. He was blitzing and he got home. No chance at all for Sandvin to set his feet and deliver.
Shaka Rogues with a 9-yard sack, and it's 3rd down and long now for Edina, back to their 16-yard line.
And the thing about the Trojan defense, and really, for years, is they're aggressive. They are not going to let you sit back there. You're going to have to make quick decisions. You're going to have to pick up blitzes. You're going to have to give your quarterback a little bit of time.
Sandben will throw deep down the left side and incomplete. Well covered by Ukofia. The intended receiver was Malim for Edina.
Well, and that time they gave Sandman just a little bit of time. He got a great throw off. That was only about 6 inches off the mark. Otherwise, that could have been a big play. But you said it, John. Great coverage. And I'll tell you, as a quarterback, when you know pressure's coming, what do you end up doing? You end up throwing a little bit earlier than you necessarily want to. And just overthrew him just off the fingertips.
Kirkland back deep again for Wayzata, but he's standing near midfield. So Wayzata should again get good field position, perhaps their best of the night. Fair caught. Berkman on the run grabs it right at about midfield. They're going to mark it at the 48 of Wayzata.
Well, and here's, you talk about balance, John. So if you're Edina's defense right now, you're thinking, okay, what do we stop? Do we gear up and put 8, 9 guys in the box and try to stop Vassar and Jackson? Or now we got to bring in maybe an extra safety and play more of a prevent defense because we don't want to let Jacob Wildermuth get off? That's what balance can do to a defense. And there's Lambert Brown in his 3rd season too. And I'll tell you, Wayzata seems to kind of be getting their mojo back. One of the most dominant programs, in the state for a long time. And I think that big win against Blaine in week 1, great start so far. I think the kids are starting to believe that they're one of the best teams around.
Vassar's back in this series at running back. He'll get the call on first down and stumbles across midfield. A gain of 4 to the Edina 48-yard line. Christian Vassar's 5th carry tonight.
And it just wears you down. They're not necessarily, huge gains, 30, 40 yards, but they're 5 yards, or 6 yards, 4 yards. And you just always got to be aware of him. And he's so physical that he just moves that pile forward.
Schmidt will look toward the sideline again here before, and now we're going to get a timeout. by Edina.
When they run those plays out of a lot of the similar formations, out of the shotgun, so you always have that threat of the handoff, and that's where play action can become so effective.
Don't forget to vote for the CCX Sports Play of the Week. Each week we choose 4 top plays, and you, our viewers, vote to decide the play of the week. To vote, go to ccxmedia.org, then click Sports and Play of the Week. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove.
So if I vote, do I get a free chicken sandwich or anything? Because that place is amazing.
I don't think that's part of the deal. You can go and ask.
A lot of people, so I ended up transferring, John, from the University of Minnesota to the University of Delaware, and on my official visit, the first thing we did is we went to Chick-fil-A. This is in 1999, and I hadn't heard of it, and I had one, and I committed about 5 minutes after I had that first Chick-fil-A.
You were a blue hen for life.
Yep. I think I know what our play of the day so far is in this game. It was that beautiful long touchdown strike for Wayzata. Lots of football left.
2nd and 6 from the Edina 48 after the Hornets timeout. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. It has been all Wayzata on both sides of the ball. Schmidt, quick throw. Who has it again? Number 9, Wildermuth, down to the 37. It's a first down for the Hornets, or for the Trojans at the Hornets 37. On a gain of 11. Again, Schmidt 4 of 5 passing. All 4 completions have gone to number 9, Wildermuth.
Have you seen that play before tonight? Great ball fake, and just there's such a big cushion. That's an easy throw and catch, and now you feel like you're setting up those short passes for now a potential deeper one over the top.
He'll go to the air again over the middle. This ball is caught down to the 22-yard line. And the first catch of the night from Luke Bodine, the junior tight end. And it's a good gainer. Ryan, this one picks up 16.
It looked like they ran 4 seam patterns right down the middle of the field, and it just, Edina not ready for it. What you're seeing too is these are pretty easy throws. There's no defenders in within 3 or 4 yards of these receivers when they're catching the football. Good concentration by Bodine there. The ball was a little bit behind it, but he did a nice job of securing it.
Sean Dietrich is the back behind Schmidt. They're going to pitch it. There's the end around. A lot of room on the right side. Cutting to the end zone. And laid out inside the 5, but a good run is Julian Dietrich.
Really well set up. Beautiful. Watch the white jerseys. Look at everyone going to the left side here, and then good blocking down the field, and really a great touchdown saving tackle. That was Sawyer Anderson coming over making that tackle, and he saved 6 there.
A false start before this next play is the penalty. They'll send Wayzata back 5 yards. With Julian Dietrich on that run, gains 18 yards. So again, they complete passes. They run the ball well. Everything going right, clicking early for this Wayzata offense.
Well, as a play caller, an offensive coordinator, when you have everything working, it's fun because you're sitting over there. Oh, I can do this. I got him going this way. You got the entire playbook open, and not only that, but it gives your kids confidence. You can see the rhythm that they're playing with right now.
Vassar back in at running back. Throw to the end zone, a little high and incomplete. Just off the hands that time of Deshaun Bush. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
I'll tell you the thing that stood out there, Tom Schmidt, that was a great ball fake. I thought he had handed it off. And you can see excellent ball fake. And there was a lane right there, ball just a little bit high. Pretty good coverage too down the field. But I'll tell you, those ball fakes are making those linebackers step up, and that's why there's those throwing lanes in the middle of the field.
2nd down. Throw to the right this time and a touchdown. And Wayzata's got their 3rd score of the first quarter, and it's Wildermuth with his 2nd touchdown catch.
I think Tom Schmidt said, you know what, the heck with incompletions. I'm going back to number 9. His buddy Jacob Wildermuth, who's just had a dominating game. That's about the 4th catch on that same route and same play. And again, set up with great play action, and Wildermuth runs such a nice route. He's running that quick slant or quick post and an easy throw and catch, and what a start for the Trojans.
Extra point from Melquist again, right down the middle. And it is 21-0 Wayzata with a minute to play in the first quarter.
You know, and if you're Edina, you know, football a lot of times is about adjustments. And I don't know if you put a corner over the top of Wildermuth and then a linebacker that's underneath him to just take away that route. But right now, it's just an easy throw and catch. He's had a monster night, monster start to the season. Obviously, a great first night against Blaine last week, and again tonight, off to just a super quarter. 2 touchdown catches.
What a night for football, huh?
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Not on the far sideline necessarily right now, but in general.
It's just, I'll tell you what, as a player, it's a lot more fun to be out in this weather than when it's 5 degrees and that field, it feels like it's concrete and everything hurts. This is fun football weather. And I'll tell you, if you're the Trojans, it's a lot of fun to play offense like this.
Melquist kicks it again to Sori Anderson, takes this one at the 18 to the 25, out across the 30, still going, and a good return out to the 38. Juniors had 3 kick returns so far, and has Wayzata or Edina in their best starting field position tonight. Number 38.
Yeah, the Hornets need a spark, John.
Yeah.
They need a big play, whether it's some type of trickery or, you know, just a big pass play, something positive to happen for them so they can feel comfortable, feel like they're back into this game.
Sandman up under center. Under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Back to the ground game. Nice little spin at the 38 and coming out to the 42. Ilias, his second carry tonight. And this one picks up 4 yards for Edina on their first play of this drive.
I like how Ilias runs, don't you? He's a tough runner. There's not a lot of space there, and he's, you know, again, not having the biggest size. He runs a lot bigger than he is. And those are good 5-yard gains. Those are big first down plays.
From the 42, this could be the final play of the quarter. Roll out, Sandbin is going to keep it on the run, and he is going to go and be tackled out of bounds. It will not be the last play of the quarter as it gets out past the 45 to the 46 and brought down by Utopia.
Utopia, didn't you think that was going to go for a 10, 15-yard gain? I mean, there was no blue jerseys out there, and then Utopia just great speed, great pursuit, doesn't give up on the play, and I thought for sure that was going to be a first down instead of, you know, gain of 1 or 2 yards. That was just great effort.
Third down and 3 coming for Edina. Their 46-yard line.
Well, and this is big here. And the question is, if they don't get it, John, at midfield, do you think about going for it here? This is where I always like to go with a hard snap count. Try to get the defense to jump off. See if you can get a free first down.
And another timeout taken by Edina.
I think Coach Lamker senses how important this series is. If you don't get this first down and you punt again and that offense goes down and scores, it's over. But I'll tell you, if you can score here in this drive and it's a 2-score game, all of a sudden your whole dynamic, your whole outlook can change. See that following us on Instagram? Do you have an Instagram account?
I do, actually.
Do you know how to do it, or do your kids tell you how to do it?
No, I don't post anything. I follow a lot of NFL and MLB stuff. Should I follow you?
I do not know. Max has it. My son has it. My 2-year-old can go on a phone and download YouTube videos, and it's just amazing how technology has grown just in the last couple of years. I think back to the days when I was playing at Eden Prairie and you and Corky Taylor were doing broadcasts. If someone would have asked you what Instagram was in the late 90s, you would have looked at him crazy.
And we were biased against Eden Prairie.
You were. Mostly against me, not Eden Prairie, just me.
It's a great story. I got to go back and watch those games to see if it's actually true. Third down, a big play for Edina here, trying to get the first down, and they do all across midfield and into Wayzata territory. The first down of the night. Jonathan Bunce, the big 6'3" linebacker and fullback, and he runs hard here for the first down.
It almost looked like he jumped over a defender there. And I'll tell you, Wayzata brings so much pressure. If you could break that initial line of scrimmage, you could get a big play out of it. That time, nice job. Good agility, too, for his size.
That is the end of the first quarter, but what a quarter it was for the blue and gold. They get the ball 3 times, put the ball in the end zone 3 times, and as we go to a break, our score, Wayzata 21, Edina nothing. More football on CCX in a moment.
And that's how they...
Beautiful first Friday in September. Wayzata Trojans looking to go 2-0, and they're off to a good start here in the first 12 minutes, leading Edina 21-0. John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson back here at Wayzata High School. Edina getting their first down of the game on that last play of the first quarter on the run by Bunce. They're into Wayzata territory. They'll throw on first down and a completion on a great throw by Sandbin. And it's all the way down to the 32-yard line, and a pickup for Lucas Fleming of better than 20 yards.
Well, he's an athlete, too. Watch him go up and grab that. Great coverage, too, by Benninga, but that was just a perfect throw by Sandvin and just a great catch and a much-needed big play to get this Hornet offense moving. And you get your quarterback, you get your line, you get everyone a little bit more momentum, a little bit of excitement, some confidence. Let's see if they can build off of it.
That was a gain of 25 yards. Go back to the ground game. Ilias scoots through inside the 20 and a gain down to the 17-yard line.
Well, it would look to be a gain of 2 or 3. Did you see him keep his feet moving there? Right there. I thought he was down. Watch him get these extra couple of yards. That's what great backs do. They fight for every yard. They never go down. They never stop moving those feet.
That's a gain of 8 on his third carry tonight. 2nd down and 2.
And as a coach, you wonder, where was this on that first drive, right? You know, when you could have potentially changed the course of the game. But I'll tell you what, this is a much-needed drive by the Hornets. And they're starting to feel a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum here. They got to keep it going.
There's also a face mask penalty at the end of that as well. And so that gives Edina the first down. And their first down and goal just first down at 10, just outside the 10.
Looks like they can get a first down about the half-foot line.
And a gain, a couple of yards inside the 10-yard line. Gained by Anderson in his second carry tonight.
I'll tell you, that's just a I formation power right up the middle. But Joe Demro, number 99, is a defensive end. No one's blocking him, but he's quick enough where he can come down the line and make that tackle.
They're right back up to the line of scrimmage, and a throw again for Fleming. And he caught it.
Oh, yeah.
And he is stopped. He is in for the touchdown. You see the signal from the far side, but it is a score and 2 completions to start the quarter to Lucas Fleming. Very similar to the last pass. And again, pretty good coverage with the ball right where it needed to be. And it is indeed a touchdown to Lucas Fleming. And Edina is on the board.
He's 6'3". He's a great athlete. And second time on this drive, a great throw too by Sandvin. He put it where only Fleming could catch it. Fleming goes up, uses that length, that athleticism. It's a big time catch.
Jackson Fensky boots through the extra point to make it 21-7. That is a terrific catch.
When you see how Sandman, too, he put it on the highest point outside. And so if anything, you want to overthrow that so it's an incomplete. You'll see sometimes, especially, inexperienced quarterbacks, they throw it short into the middle of the field. That's where the defender can make a play on it. But that was a beautifully thrown ball, great athletic catch. And the other thing it does, too, it's a quick throw, so you don't allow that Wayzata defensive line to get the pressure up the field. And that's a big-time answer by the Hornet offense.
So they get on the board here early in the second quarter. 47 to play in the first half.
And sometimes, too, when your offense gets out of a slump there and they march down and they get a score, you re-energize your defense, too. You feel like, okay, we're back in this game. Now it's our turn to make some big plays. And it's a funny thing, momentum, isn't it, JJ?
Yeah.
Wayzata had it
right.
all. Now Edina makes a couple of great plays. They get a little bit of it back. Let's see if their defense can hold up their end of the bargain here. And this Wayzata offense has been in a great rhythm so far.
Fensky, we go onside kick, ball is through, still on the ground. Before Wayzata does recover, just inside their 40. It squirted through a couple of players, and I think it was on the bottom. Wildermuth recovers the onside kick.
I'll tell you, Wayzata was lucky that ball got booted to the second level because it was a live ball there, and it looked to be more white jerseys. Right there, it looked like Edina might be able to get it. That ball squirts out. And Wildermuth, who I think might have a knack for the football. Great heads-up play to get on that.
He got there just ahead of A.J. Dahl, 41.
How about the guts to call that and to go for it? It nearly paid off. Instead, Wayzata is going to get pretty good field position here. This Edina defense has to get a stop.
Timeout. Oh, we have a Edina player hurt. I didn't see it originally. That is Dahl, who was the player that was going for that loose ball on the kickoff, but now he pops up and hopefully all right.
A lot of times you'll see shoulders. You dive and you're extended like that and someone lands on it. So thankful, hopefully he's good to go.
First down and 10. Wayzata's offense starts just shy of their 39-yard line. Again, 3 possessions so far for this Trojans group and 3 touchdowns. 2 through the air, 1 through the ground. This is a throw deep and a completion. Wildermuth another catch, and he's down to the 31 of Edina.
Man, is that accurate.
Flag is down. Back near the line of scrimmage. We'll see if this comes back. An eligible receiver downfield for Wayzata. So this completion of 30 yards gets wiped out.
And that's a lot of times that's when an offensive lineman is blocking down the field. But how about this throw over the top of the defense? Another great accurate throw. And I'll tell you, Edina's going to have to switch up how they're covering Jacob Wildermuth, because right now it's single coverage and he is just having his way towards the middle of the field. If I'm him, I'm trying to force Wildermuth to the outside of the field, make that a harder throw, and they got to get someone inside to take that throwing lane away.
So 1st and 15, Vassar the back behind Schmidt. He'll get the call here on first down, trying to pick a hole right side. He'll get back the penalty yardage lost and about a yard more, picking up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the only other thing that can offset these successful passing plays is pressure on the quarterback. Do you think about bringing some extra pressure, bringing a linebacker, trying to get home, not allowing that play to develop down the field? You can see there on the bottom of our screen another one-on-one matchup. Very similar to the pass play we just saw.
Schmidt looking that way again, throws in, overthrown and almost intercepted. Getting a hand on it was Nathan Seymour. The third down.
Well, and it is exactly what we saw 2 plays ago. And watch how open Jacob Wildermuth is again. There's no one in our screen hardly. The only difference is that ball's just poorly thrown. That was the first missed throw by Tom Schmidt. Otherwise, he's been very, very accurate. But if I'm Wayzata, I'm going back to that same play. It's wide open until Edina changes how they're going to cover him. I keep going to it. And you see Wildermuth at the top of our screen again, single covered up there.
On 3rd down and 9, he looks left, comes back to Wildermuth right, and it's a short pass and a tackle shy of the first down by Alex Morton. And Wayzata for the first time tonight presumably will have to punt.
On a great open field one-on-one tackle right there. Wayzata did a great job. They had everyone full going to the left side. They come back to Wildermuth and trying to take advantage of that one-on-one matchup. But that time just an excellent tackle. And again, momentum, right? You got a big pass play, comes back because of a penalty, and Edina does their part defensively. And now you got to always watch out for those fake punts. You're at midfield. That's kind of that area of the field where the fake punt is always on the line.
Luke Bodine stepping back and will indeed punt it away. Taken at the 21-yard line. And just a short tackle, a good special teams tackle indeed by Wayzata, by Ukofia.
Is he a great tackler or what? We've seen him bring the lumber tonight a number of times on defense, that time in special teams. And you'll see him, it's like he shot out of a cannon right there. Beautiful low tackle. I'll tell you, that's form tackling. You don't see guys leading with their helmets as much anymore. You see great technique, great fundamentals being taught all over from youth football all the way up to the high school level. That was beautiful.
So Edina gets their first stop on defense, and they get the ball back for their offense. Coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. They go to the air again and just missing on that completion. Good coverage downfield by Sam Robertson, but that was close to the limb again, who nearly had a reception in the first half. But again, he's been well covered on the couple of deep balls that Sandin has thrown in.
Yeah, good coverage and a nice job, too, turning around. He was actually coming to the inside. That ball was thrown to his outside. He got his head around, and it almost looked like it was deflected a little bit, maybe threw the timing off. But now I love it. Edina's coming out. It's almost like the weight of the world has been lifted off their shoulders. They're playing a little bit more free, taking shots.
2nd down and 10. Back to the ground game they go, and this will be a tackle for loss. Good penetration up front. He's fired up.
Connor Lund.
That's Marcus Culp, 73.
Yep.
With a loss of 1.
5'9", 240 pounds. So he's low center of gravity, really strong. And he did a really nice job. Anytime you're to defensive lineman, if your guy pulls, you got to get there quick and come up the field. He did a great job there making that tackle.
3rd and 11 for the Hornets. Sandin throws and gets a completion. Now the ball is knocked away. It'll be incomplete. Not hung on to quite long enough. Form a limb there. Look at him get up in the air for this, though. But then separated from the ball on a great defensive play by Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson, good coverage, but that's a play where Malam's got to help his quarterback out. That ball was just a little bit behind him, but it was catchable. And when you're down by 2 scores on the road to the number 4 team in the state, you got to make those catches. That would have been a big 3rd down conversion.
Birkeland back to receive the punt from Seymour. Kick away. The flag is down as the kicker was knocked down. Goes out to the 45. This is going to go against Edina, or excuse me, against Wayzata. As I look at it again, right there.
Yeah. The question is, was he pushed into the punter? And that's something they're going to talk about. Now, also remember, there's a 5-yard penalty in that, and there's also, there can be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. which would give them enough yardage for the first down. So it'll be interesting to see what the referee calls.
Now it looks like running into the kicker, which is indeed just the 5-yard variety.
And they got a good roll on the punt, so Coach Lamker is going to decline that penalty. Yeah, it's kind of funny, especially in high school football. People see that run into the kicker and they go crazy thinking you just gave them a first down, but very, very rarely is it the personal foul variety that would give you the 15 yards for a first down.
Now Coach Lambert Brown and the Wayzata offense back to work again. 3 touchdowns and a punt in their first 4 possessions tonight as we work our way inside of 8 minutes to play in the first half.
I'll tell you, keep an eye on the Edina defensive backs, especially with Nathan Seymour. He's number 16. He's getting a lot of that one-on-one coverage against Wildermuth, and it seems like Edina is just going to continue with that one-on-one coverage out there. We'll see if Wayzata continues to try to exploit that matchup.
They start this drive from their 45 and a big hole up the middle. This is Vassar ripping off 15 yards down inside the Edina 40.
Well, you get so concerned with now taking the passing game away, you forget about Christian Vassar, who ran for over 200 yards last week. And there got a chance to get to the second level tonight, show off his speed a little bit.
First down and 10 from the Edina 39-yard line.
See, trying to get the play calls. I always love watching the different programs and how they get their play calls in. You see, they knew the formation. They're waiting for their signals. Some people have the quarterback run over. It's always fun to see the different techniques used.
Ball start looked like Wildermuth just was leaning forward a little bit, couldn't catch his balance on the left side there.
And that usually means he was probably going to get the ball on that play. You get excited. Looked like a little play action. You can see it. Yep. And look at all that space to the center of the field right there. That's where Wayzata has been going in the passing game.
Back to them up 5, first and 15. Trojans 4th penalty for 20 yards here in the first half.
I'll tell you see Wayzata's defense, they're huddled up, big flat screen TV, able to watch the replays. So such a technology we talked about earlier, how it can advance everything.
Good first down pass, the gain inside the 40. It's Wildermuth, catch of 8 yards.
Well, he gets that 5-yard penalty and some back there on first down. And again, quick throws, such a great way to get your quarterback into a rhythm. And hard to defend at any level, but especially in high school. Being one-on-one as a defensive back, you see it, it's hard enough to do it in the NFL, much less at the high school level.
On 2nd and 7, this is Vassar. Steps out of a tackle at the 35, but can't get through another one, although it does drag the tackler with him a couple of yards. And surges forward to the 32-yard line. It'll be shy of the first down, but it'll be 3rd down and short here for Wayzata.
Well, big gain. You set up 3rd and manageable. Nice job tackling, too, by Alex Morton, number 23 for Edina. That's not an easy task when Vassar's in the open field like that.
Here comes Vassar, 25, keeps his balance inside the 20, down to the 18.
Tell you what, did you see the push that time on the Wayzata offensive line? Joe Salonik, Jack Carver, look at the push, almost a wall of blue on the left side, pushing everyone to the right. And then a great job just using those legs, fighting for extra yards too.
Just outside the Edina 18. Schmidt on the fake, rolls out right, throwing to the end zone, touchdown. Deshaun Bush, the senior, with the catch of 19 yards. That's a 14 of the half for Wayzata.
That time play action to the left, JJ, and they brought Tom Schmidt out to the right. How impressive is this? Throwing on the run, 1 foot, doesn't get the plant, and again, he puts it right on the money. If that's a foot to the inside, that's intercepted. That's just a beautiful, accurate throw. And Deshaun Bush, I assumed it was number 9 that made the catch. You look at it, it's number 6. So Deshaun Bush getting into the action. But I tell you what, it's all about the quarterback, Tom Schmidt, in this first half. 3 touchdown passes.
The coverage wasn't bad by Alex Morton there, was it?
And I'll tell you what they're doing, Wayzata, John, is this great mix and match here of running and passing. We just had a couple of doses of Christian Vassar. So again, they go back to that play action. And all it takes is your safeties, your defensive backs, your linebackers to take one step forward, and you allow some of these great receivers that Wayzata has some speed down the field. And when you got a quarterback who can throw from on the run that accurate, that's a hard ask for any defense to stop. Tom Schmidt's been extremely impressive here in the first half.
Yeah, Schmidt so far tonight, 9 completions, 3 of them for touchdowns, 169 yards, no picks. It's not a bad start at all.
And that's a full game for a lot of quarterbacks, and he's had that at halftime. And again, it's not like they're trying to throw every play. I think they're doing a good job of just taking what the defense has given them, and they've been successful running the ball. There's Tom Schmidt. You know, and for you young people out there, that's what quarterbacks do. They don't just lead by example. They're over there talking, motivating, getting everyone fired up.
Return now to the 16-yard line, and then a avalanche of blue shirts. Wow. Barry Sawyer Anderson.
I'll tell you, when you have the ball, John, and someone grabs your foot and you're standing straight up, and you see those defenders, they get those free shots on you, the momentum going at you. Not a fun feeling. Great special teams tackling again by the Trojans. And now the question is, are they watching our CCX broadcast down there, or do you think they got their own video?
Well, I think they have their own video, but it's a good call.
Yeah.
They can just wire us in there, right?
If I could wire into that, young man, I'd say keep doing what you're doing. You're off to a great start.
First down completion for Sandvin, and out to the 25-yard line. A good first down play for Edina.
A little play action, nice easy throw, good catch. I'll tell you, Edina's offense here had obviously a touchdown drive last time, but they're starting to get into a nice little rhythm as well. And at this point, it looks like your defense is going to struggle stopping Wayzata's offense. So offensively, you got to sustain drives. You got to keep putting points up on the board.
Second down and 3. Ball is tipped. And almost intercepted on the same play by Rogues. We saw him with the sack in the first quarter and knocked this ball away and almost knocked it right to himself.
Well, he's 6'4", so he's got great length too, long arms. This play just a little slow developing, and a great job. I just love when pass rushers can't get home and you're taught get your hands up, because a lot of times you can bat those down, and even though that was just an incompletion, you bat it up high enough, a lot of times you'll see a teammate get underneath it and be able to intercept it.
Third down and 3. And a good hard push by the running back Anderson to get out to the 30-yard line and pick up a first down. Sawyer Anderson gets Edina moving, gain of 5.
Well, he did a great job. That contact was at the line of scrimmage. He just drove it forward. He willed that ball forward and got the first down. Well, I'll tell you, with just over 4 minutes left in the first half, if Edina can sustain this drive and put 7 up on the board, John, you're only 2 scores down. That's something you feel like you're still in this game at halftime.
Sandin throwing and incomplete.
There's going to be a late hit on the quarterback, roughing the passer.
$15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
I'll tell you, George Sandvin, you see how he's getting rid of it just a little bit early. We've seen him just a couple of times, just barely, but overthrowing those wide receivers. And a lot of that's due to the pressure he knows is coming. And that's one of the hardest things in all of football is for defensive linemen. All you think about is getting home and getting a sack. You're coming full speed. and then to pull up at the last second, it's not an easy thing to do. You know, in football, you know, at all levels, trying to protect the quarterbacks and player safety, so it's a penalty they're going to call. So you got to really try to lay off. Again, easier said than done.
1st and 10 now from the 46 for Edina. Sandin wanting to throw, pocket breaks down, and down he goes back inside the 35-yard line. And the sack by Demro, senior co-captain, and good tackle for loss there and the sack. Oh, 6 yards is where they're going to mark it.
Well, you can just see he's got a motor. He's strong, he's athletic, 6'2", 240. You're going to have to chip on him, get a second blocker, get a running back at him to slow him down. He's just going to come at you and come at you. And again, longer plays, longer pass plays, they take a little bit longer to develop too. So protection is so key, so important. If I'm Edina, I look at running a screen. Use the aggressiveness of Wayzata against them. Get those linemen up the field, see if you can get them a screen play.
Short pass to Anderson out of the backfield, and a good open field tackle there. Not much of a gain at all on the play.
See Edina successful with those quicker throws, right? Don't let Wayzata tee off and get a good pass rush. Try to get the ball out of your quarterback's hands, and hopefully one of your playmakers can make a guy miss and turn it into a big play.
Kofia comes up and makes the tackle. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 12.
I'll tell you, Kofia and Rogues, they seem to be everywhere on this field, don't they?
Clock continuing to run. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. And now Edina will use their final timeout of the half.
Again, 3rd and 12, you want to get the right play call. Because if you're able to convert this, there's still plenty of time left with high school football. Obviously, clock stopping after first downs. I think Coach Lamkert talking about, you can see he's fired up about something there on the sideline. You want to get that right play call, see if you can convert this 3rd and long.
I don't know if he's complaining about some of the way the defensive linemen are using their hands against his offensive line, but he is not happy with how things are being called and not being called when his offense is out on the field there.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's talking about too, and you know sometimes Edina's ball carriers are down or going down, and Wayzata, you know, taught to run to the ball. They're laying them out as they're coming. So yeah, he's not upset, and I'll tell you, that's what good coaches do. They put a bug in the referee's ears over and over. The best at it all time is Mike Grant, and he's cool. You know, your referees, you're taught to ignore it, but when you hear it, you subconsciously start looking for it, and all of a sudden later in the game you'll get one of those calls. So that's just good coaching there by Coach Lamkert.
3rd down for Edina. And 12 yards to go. Sandman, down he goes again. Bull rush right up the middle by Demro for another sack.
Is he fired up or what? Look at that great move. I'll tell you, defensive linemen that can get pressure like that, they got great hands. You see him use his hands, get the offensive lineman's balance off. He goes right around it. Sandvin never even had a chance to set his feet. Got to give your quarterback a little bit more protection. But when you got that young man, his 2nd sack of the night, he's been all over the field.
Edina punted away here on 4th and very long. You see Brooklyn standing back. Seymour ready to punt, his 4th punt of the first half. Back at his 24-yard line. Good snap, quick kick. Take a bounce, be grabbed by Brooklyn at the 30-yard line. Good downfield coverage by Edina. That's as far as he goes. Maybe a yard on the punt return. Tackle made by J.J. Jones of Edina. First down for Wayzata, though, the ball at their 31-yard line. They have 1 minute and 4 seconds to play, and all of their timeouts remaining. Ryan Iverson will be talking to each of the head coaches at halftime. We'll have halftime entertainment tonight. Was it a dance line, marching band, cheerleaders, all live here on CCX. Trojans offense would like to close it out with another score here before we get to halftime, with 64 seconds left on the clock before we get to halftime. Schmidt back in the shotgun. He's been all night. He will throw deep right side. A little miscommunication on that route is stopping short as the ball was sailing past him with Julian Dietrich. And it'll be second down and 10. I see how Wayzata plays this. If they go to the air again, trying to get into the end zone again, or if they go on the ground, Edina's out of timeout, so they would not be able to stop the clock and get their offense back on the field if Wayzata goes to the ground game and unable to get a first down. And instead, they stayed through the air in a completion, although a short one to Wildermuth out to the 37. Give him about 6. They'll get back up to the line of scrimmage. Wildermuth's 8th catch of the first half. Clock continues to move, under 40 seconds to play now. Schmidt will hand off. A good run up the middle, and the first down by Sean Dietrich out to the 49-yard line. Wayzata will use their first timeout. Gain of 12 yards. Nice hard run up the middle. So his first carry tonight. 12th first down of the first half for Wayzata. Some changes this year in districts for football, and virtually every district throughout the state, and 6A football and beyond. You'll get 2018, what the Metro West looked like. With Eden Prairie, Edina, Maple Grove, Minnetonka, and Wayzata. Now look at on the right side what it looks like for this year. Prior Lake, Shakopee, and St. Michael, Albertville all moving in. Maple Grove is now in the north. St. Michael moved from the north to the west. Prior Lake and Shakopee moving from the south to the west for 2019. It's changed up the schedules for these teams. Not completely, but some different opponents, new opponents for this season compared to last. So 2 timeouts remaining. Wayzata nearing midfield now, but just 24 seconds to go. Play action. Schmidt under rush, gets away, throws it down, and just overthrown from Dietrich. Covered by J.J. Jones and almost brought down by Sean Dietrich. It's second down with 15.7 seconds remaining. Good job getting away from the pressure, and a potential sack out of the arms of Jonathan Bunce and just off the fingertips of Dietrich. Second and 10, but again, 15.7 seconds to go. Schmidt looking left, flushed out of the pocket this time. He's going to run it and get out of bounds. Gain of 3 to the 48, but there might be only time for 1, maybe 2 more plays officially on the scoreboard clock here. 7.9 seconds to play in the half. First run tonight for Tom Schmidt. back up to the line of scrimmage here. Ball at the Edina 48, 3rd down, 7 to go. Schmidt has time to throw, going deep and incomplete. With 2 seconds left. So presumably they'll take one more shot downfield. Need to get it into the end zone. Osseo was the intended receiver of the touchdown catch tonight. Barring a penalty, final play of the first half. Throw out to Dietrich out of the backfield. And he will get about 10 yards, but that will be the end of the first half. Not enough space on that right sideline. Dietrich with his first catch tonight. A nice hand from the home fans tonight. Good effort by Wayzata with great first half of football, leading at 28-7. Wayzata scoring on their first 3 possessions of the first half to lead 21-0 after 1 quarter, and they take a 3-score lead into halftime at 28-7. Let's go down to the field.
28-7. I looked at you. You go. First thing you said, we got to finish. Besides being a normal head coach, what did you see there in the first half that you loved?
I thought our kids came out and they came out and started great, right? The great first quarter. I mean, I think they had, I don't think they maybe got 1 first down the last play of the first quarter. We scored 3 touchdowns that first quarter. We got to finish. We started making some really, really dumb penalties the second and quarter and doing things that didn't get us the lead. And so we got to fix that really fast or it's going to be a long game. So they're a good enough football team. They'll get right back in if we don't fix it quick. So
you see guys in the NFL that let up when they get a big lead. These are 17, 18-year-old kids. How do you get them in halftime to say, hey, we got to finish this?
You know, our whole theme throughout the summer and all years just been being 1-0 in everything that we do and giving our best effort each and every rep and let the outcome take care of itself. And right now we got to live that out and not just talk about it, but actually do it. You know, I think it's one thing to have it on our dang helmets. It's a whole other thing to do it and be a part of who we are. And so now we're going to see what we're made of.
Hey, Coach, take a look at the fans here. It's filled to the brim. Beautiful night. How much fun is this?
Oh, I got the best job in the world now. I got the best job in the world.
Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks, Ryan. We'll hear from Coach Lamker and the Edina sideline before the start of the second half. Take a break, come back with some of our halftime here at Wayzata. Our halftime score, Trojans 28, Hornets 7. You're watching high school football on CCX Sports.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Back to the field we go. Ryan Iverson with Darren Lamker.
Coach, 28-7 at half. Not the start I know you were looking for here early in the game.
Well, yeah, we got blitzed right away, and you know what? We're young, and we knew it in this conference when you're young like that, and you got to, some kids out, and obviously that's not an excuse. You got to come back with your other kids, and they're taking it to us right now. So, you know what? I like our kids fight. They're fighting hard, and you know what? We'll never quit, and we'll keep battling and doing the best we can.
One thing I noticed, we had our camera on you during the game, always teaching, always getting on them. Is this in a way a positive thing that you can teach some of these young kids? Hey, you can talk about being down, but until you actually are doing it on the road, is it teachable?
It's teachable. You know, it's great. The kids are down and they're not upset. There's a lot of trash being talked at us, which I guess that's what they do, and that's fine. But I love the fact that my kids aren't, and they're just battling and playing tougher, because come November, you know what? You can't talk so much. You just got to play, and so that's what we're going for.
I think defensively for you guys, obviously focused on stopping the run. Yeah. Their quarterback's having a field day, making some good throws. How do you alleviate that?
Well, you might have to go some man coverage, and he's doing a nice job, and if he's going to beat you, that's what's probably going to have to happen, and that's a nice mix for them. So, tip your cap to them. They're doing a nice job.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. You betcha. Back to you, JJ.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks to both coaches. Again, it's 28-7. Wayzata leading Edina at halftime.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Down to the field will go the Wayzata dance line, the Showstoppers, performing here at halftime tonight. music from Aladdin earlier, and the Wayzata school song as we go to break. Wayzata Marching Band 2019 and a great performance here at halftime. Pretty good first half performance for the football team. They lead Edina 28-7. Come back and more football from Wayzata High School after this timeout.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Wayzata 28, Edina 7. High school football on this Friday night from Wayzata High School. John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson on the call as we look at highlights from the first 24 minutes of play here tonight. And Ryan, all Wayzata, especially in that first quarter.
Yeah, great running too that kind of opened that game. A nice mix of Christian Vassar and Malachi Jackson, and see, that led to a rushing touchdown to start the game, but really that was a gateway to what we're going to see, which was really through the passing game.
The pass here is Jacob Wildermuth had a big first half, and the receiving end and some very solid Thomas Schmidt passes, and this was the big one that went for 63 yards and a score.
Well, and they ran the same play a lot, a little play action and just a lot of opening going on in the middle of the field, and I was just stunned by how accurate Tom Schmidt was on some of those deep balls.
He was able to complete a lot of passes in the first half. A little toss here to Diedrich. And Julian Diedrich getting 18 yards on this play. Yep, set up another touchdown and a quick throw and the strike to Wildermuth again for a score.
Well, and you see just a variety of plays, just a great rhythm that Trojan offense had early.
Edina finally able to get going a little bit early in the second quarter, and their drive that ended at the end of the first quarter and continued into the second. And two great catches by Lucas Fleming. That one for a touchdown got Edina on the board to pull them to within 21-7, but Wayzata able to answer. Christian Vassar helped setting up another touchdown. The strong run, he get a good half of passing, and then Schmidt on the rollout hits Bush in the end zone for a touchdown, and Deshaun Bush a 19-yard score, and the 28th point added on the fourth extra point of the half for Peter Melquist, and there's our score, and there are the numbers heavily tilted to the right. Look at the total yards for Wayzata, 310. The 6 yards rushing for Edina. They had more than that in the ground game, but the 3 sacks they had go against their rushing yardage total to 63 yards total for Edina compared to 310 for Wayzata.
Yeah, I think the key, John, for Edina is get that passing game going, but short, quick passes. And they got to buy some time. Let their quarterback get his feet set. He's got a really nice looking arm and good touch. And, you know, defensively too for Edina, I asked Coach Lamker, how do you take away some of those passes? And he said to us before the game, with Wayzata, you almost have to pick your poison. Do you try to stop the run and make the quarterback beat you? And that was their game plan in the first half. And the bad news is the quarterback was beating you. He was very, very accurate, had some great throws. None better than that rollout touchdown there before the end of the half. That was just a beautiful throw.
Coach Brown touched on this. The one negative for Wayzata there, you look at the lower right, 5 penalties for 35 yards. Great coach speak, though. If we can keep this up, it's going to be a long night for us. They're up 3 scores at halftime.
Yeah,
but you want to get your kids on the right path, you know, and there's always something that can go better and go right, and that's one thing they can clean up in the second half.
Well, and coaches are always trying to find that one thing they can teach, right? I mean, if you would ask them, hey, you're going to be up 28-7 at half, you'd take it every day of the week, but you're always teaching, you're always trying to get your kids to finish. That is a big theme, because eventually at some game later in the year, they're going to play 4 quarters and they're going to have to finish a game. And so it's a great metaphor for that. It's great practice, great teaching. You don't want to let up.
We'll take one final break before the second half. 28-7, Wayzata Edina. More football on CCX after this.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate. Because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Great night to be out on a Friday night. 28-7. Wayzata leads Edina at halftime of this game. Taking a look at some scores around the area tonight in the CCX land. Hopkins Thursday night, a winner over Armstrong, beating Hopkins 37-11. So the Falcons go to 2-0 with that win. Brooklyn Center, an afternoon game, gets their first win of the season. They beat St. Paul Harding 49-12. Providence Academy down at halftime at home to Columbia Heights 16-12. Champlain Park looking to go 2-0. They lead Blaine 21-10 at the half. De La Salle and Benilde St. Margaret's. It is all BSM 42-7 Red Knights. And Ticino Greats leads Maple Grove, low-scoring game 7-3. Eagles over the Crimson.
Well, that Benilde St. Margaret's, we saw them last week. Great running game and excellent defense. And you know they were close last year in 4A. You know they're gonna be there, I think, towards the end of the year this year.
Wayzata will kick off to start the second half. Excuse me, right?
No, I was just going to say, Coach Lamker was great attitude at halftime. I talked to him for a second off camera. He said, hey, we're just trying to get better, right? So you don't hold your head. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You get out there and you make a statement. And he said, let's win the second half, right? So Coach Lambert Brown kind of said similar thing. It's always nothing, next play mentality. And if you're Edina overcoming a 21-point deficit at halftime on the road against Wayzata, it's a tough ask to do, but you can win the second half, right? You can play better, eliminate mistakes, execute better, and I know that's what they're looking to do.
Wayzata will play their first road game of the season next Friday. They will be at Prior Lake, and Edina will be on the road for a second straight week next Friday night. They will be at Maple Grove.
I'll tell you, this Lake it's just a tough schedule, isn't it? You got Wayzata, Edina, Prior Lake, Minnetonka, St. Michael, Albertville this year. It's some good football.
Second off kickoff, fielded at the 12-yard line, and a good run up the middle, out past the 35 to the 37. It's Illies on the return. And a good field position starting for Edina here in the second half. They'll be up their 37-yard line.
Well, do you see that on our screen? That little handshake right there between Coach Lamker and George Sandvin. Just, hey, I believe in your brother. Go out there and do it. And that's the key, right? If you can build confidence, even when you're struggling, even when you're down, you want your kids to always believe in themselves. That's great coaching right there.
Sandvin 4 of 9 passing in the first half with a touchdown, 57 yards of passing, and a good first-round run by Ilias. Had 4 carries, just 14 yards. Just quiet first half. He does pick up 5 here to start the second.
Well, and a big thing, too, when you're trailing like that is you end up having to throw or feel like you need big plays. And a lot of times they were losing yardage early on, so they really weren't in rushing situations.
Second down run up the middle again for a couple-yard gain to set up third down and 3. It's Ilias again on the carry. Let's see if this Wayzata defense can hold on third and A little less than 3 yards, it looks like, from the spot of the ball. It's at the 45.
Well, even that, 3rd and manageable, right? We saw a lot of 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12s. This is a down and distance you can manage.
Pitch goes out to Ilias, and Wayzata is able to string it out. There's also a flag down on the play. Let's see where this goes.
Well, generally that's in the backfield. They're usually going to get holding on someone.
Matthew Schmidt, number 23, among the defenders, helped to stop that. It's a hold against Edina, and it's going to be refused by Wayzata.
I'll tell you, this Wayzata defense, we were asking, are they that good? They shut out Blaine. I'll tell you, they're complete. They got, big physical athletes up the middle, and they also have great speed on the outside that time, and you could see there was just nowhere to go on the perimeter. And it's 4th down, they're going for it. See if they end up going with a hard count, try to get a sneak a Wayzata penalty, see if they can get a 1st down.
4th and about 4.5. They're going for it. Sandin throwing, gets the completion. It's a 1st down, a lot of open space for Malim. He's into Wayzata territory, down to the 48-yard line. And a big play for Edina's offense, going for it there on 4th and nearly 5, and they pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, kind of a weird developing play, wasn't it? It almost looked like Sandvin was allowing pressure to come in, but he just bought enough time for that crossing route, and it's a little wide receiver screen and great speed. And how about the guts to go for it, right? I mean, that wasn't like it was 4th and inches. That was 4th and 5. Trust in your quarterback, and that's a big-time conversion.
Sandin, quick drop and throw, and a completion again. Lim will get about 4 yards this time to the 44-yard line of Wayzata.
Well, what I like about that, John, these are quick 3-step drops and firing. You're getting rid of the ball, and you're not allowing that Wayzata pass rush to get home on it, and they're easy throws. You're getting your quarterback some good rhythm. And again, a 5-6 yard gain on 1st down, that's a win every time.
Sandin, quick drop again, a throw to the sideline, another completion, 3 straight throws to Hamza Malim, the senior wide receiver, and the 3 throws have resulted in 2 1st downs.
Well, that's a great catch too. That was a little bit high on him. That was good concentration. We saw Malim almost have some pretty great, spectacular catches in the 1st half, but ended up dropping him there, sure-handed. He's starting to get a little rhythm too.
From the 37-yard line, they go back to Ilias, and he's hit and stopped. And it's Marcus Culp on the tackle, at a tackle for loss in the 1st half.
We've seen him get some tremendous push, and that time, same thing. You see how low he was too. Great form tackling. He's had a big game. That's a pretty good defensive line there up front. We take a look at Joe Demerol. We called his name a lot in the 1st half as well.
Malachi Jackson, the nose right in the middle, number 5. Throw on 2nd down, and incomplete, in and out of the hands of Fleming, who had the touchdown catch in the 1st half. Can't hang on to this one. It's 3rd down and 10.
Sometimes when you're wide open like that in the middle of the field, contact's coming. And even when it's right there, you end up looking around to see when that hit's coming. You take your eyes off the ball just for a second. Results in a drop. But yeah, he had a couple of really nice catches in the 1st half, one for a touchdown.
From the 37-yard line of Wayzata, 3rd down and 10 for Edina. Opening drive of the 2nd half. Sandin to throw, gets the completion. Be a gain of 5. It'll bring up 4th down. Ball is caught, but shy of the 1st down. Aiden Brayfogle on the catch.
Again, 3-step drop, excellent throw. Big physical wide receiver, tight end right there. But I'll tell you the thing that's impressive, look at how many blue jerseys you see in that screen. They do a great job of running to the football. Great defenses. You preach that from the second you start training camp all the way through the end of the year. Is we got to pursue team defense, team pursuit, and you see a lot of blue jerseys converge on that football.
2nd, 4th down try of this drive. It converted the 1st time. 4th and 4 after the 6-yard catch to Brayfogle. And now we will get a timeout for Edina. Reminder to vote for our CCX Sports Play of the Week. Each week we choose 4 top plays in all the sports that we cover, and you, our viewers, decide which is the play of the week. To vote, go to ccxmedia.org, then click Sports and Play of the Week. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove.
You know I haven't had dinner tonight. It's the second time you've brought Chick-fil-A up. What are you trying to do to me, JJ?
Are you buying after?
I might have to. I'll tell you, one of the things when I was out on the field doing the halftime interviews, I looked up. There wasn't an open space on the Wayzata bleachers. This is a big-time crowd here tonight.
The 4th down and 4 for Edina. Remember, they converted earlier on the drive on the pass to Malim. That was in their own territory. Now they're down to the 31 of Wayzata. But obviously, a point in the game where you're down 3 scores. And high school games, not as long as college or NFL. This is a good position, and a good position on the field to go for it anyway.
Well, if they went for it at midfield, they're going to do it here, on the short field. But look for a quick 3-step drop and a quick pass. Try to pick up that first down, especially with Malim, number 1, top of our screen.
Sandin looks left to Fleming, and he makes the catch in traffic at the 25, a gain of 6 and a first down. A lot of blue shirts around him, and Sandin able to squeeze that in. Fleming with his 3rd catch, and this is the big one.
Watch the concentration. Great throw. That is not easy to do. Watch him just get his head down here. He knows he's going to get hit. That's just beautiful concentration. And they get a nice throw by Sandvin, who's got a nice rhythm going right now.
Got it between Benega and Ukofia there. Fresh set of downs. Roll out right. Another completion. Brayfogle inside the 20. He gets down to the 18. And a gain of 7.
Well, we've seen 3-step drops. That time, great ball fake, a little play action bootleg. And you buy a little bit of time for your quarterback. And when George Sandvin has had time, he's been extremely accurate tonight. They're not trying to hit home runs, John. They're just taking 4, 5, 6-yard dump downs, but they're effective plays, especially on first down.
They go to Ilias here on 2nd down. Demerol will make the tackle from behind, along with help from Matthew Schmidt. Looks like he's a little shy of the first down, but it's close.
Good athleticism there, hurdling some defenders, and get a nice 1st and 2nd down. He set up a 3rd and extremely manageable. I always like to take a shot on these 3rd and shorts because they're expecting a run up the middle. Do you do a play action and try to go for it here?
Instead, the quarterback sneak in as a first down. Good forward surge by that Edina offensive line in the middle, and he picks up 3.
Sometimes when you simplify play, quarterback sneak is as simple as it gets. Your linemen know it. They're not worried. They just go straight forward. You saw, you called it. You got a good white jersey push there and a gain of 4 or 5 there for a first down. This is a great opening drive here. They've had the ball for quite a long time, too.
Edina first half, 4 first downs, 4 in this drive to start the 3rd quarter. Sandvin going to the air and overthrows Fleming. Incomplete.
Yeah, I would say for Sandvin, if there's one area that he could really improve on, it's just keeping that ball for 1 more second. Let his receivers get down the field. Let the play develop a little bit. And I can sit up here where I'm not getting hit and say that's what you got to do. When you got pass rush coming, you've been hit hard all night long, I'd be a little antsy too of wanting to get rid of that. But that's going to just come with experience. And as his offensive line gets better, gets more experience, can buy him a little bit more time.
2nd down from the 14-yard line. They'll go to Ilias, trying to pick a spot. He does get inside the 10. A good run down to near the 8-yard line. Good 2nd down, little change-up play. They go back to the ground, and Ilias able to pick up 6 to bring up 3rd and 4.
His numbers at the end of the game, John, aren't going to be, amazing, but I like how he runs. He just seems like a tough kid, 5'10", 170 pounds, but there's no quit in him.
Sandin rolling out left under some pressure, goes to the end zone and incomplete. And has threw it away there. Brayfogle was close, but he was pretty well covered. Now 4th down for Edina.
I'll tell you, that was a heads-up play. He booting out to his left. He knew pressure was coming. Rather than take a 7-8 yard loss and a sack, he was able to get rid of it. Still had to take the hit, but made a smart play. That's a player that a lot of times 2-3 years of experience, they still don't do that. That was a very mature play right there. Live to fight another day. Keep it fourth and manageable.
Edina's first drive of the second half. It held in more than 6 minutes. Looking to extend it and get into the end zone here on fourth down. Sandman throws a little bit low and incomplete. Trying to hit Malim. And Wayzata will take over on downs.
Yeah, and you see that a lot. Good defenses, they'll bend, but they won't break. When that field gets compacted there, you're in the red zone. Not a lot of space. You got to fit things into tight windows there. That ball just a little bit low, and Malim not able to hang on to it. But that was a great drive. That's disappointing if you're a Hornet.
Robertson, the player shaken up for Wayzata. Senior cornerback will get back up. Provided the coverage on that play. So Wayzata takes over, first down and 10 from their 8-yard line.
I think Coach Lamker there, obviously you're disappointed you didn't come away with points, but I think you got to be pleased with what your offense did there. You had a nice rhythm really for the first time tonight. Good balance. You had a couple good runs, a couple of big fourth down conversions. Sandvin looked good, got his rhythm, hit some nice throws. So able to move the ball, just unable to convert there when they got in the red zone.
Well, that offense has been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
You had the whole long halftime. See how they come out here to start the second half. Good mixture of run and pass. We gave you the halftime numbers. They start with a run to Christian Vassar. Pretty well bottled up. Right?
Yep.
The best Edina's played
Yep.
the run game tonight. They stopped Vassar for little or no gain.
Well, Wayzata's pretty big as far as their size up front. And you're probably not going to out-muscle them, but if you got some quickness and speed, you can get some stunts, get something in the gap where you can get that push up the field. Really, that was the first time we saw white jerseys in the backfield. That disrupted Christian Vassar. Nowhere to go.
Second down and 10. Still at the 8-yard line. They fake to Vassar, throw to Wildermuth, and as a completion out to the 15, gain of 7. It'll bring up third down and 3. Tackle made by Dahl.
Good coverage that time. That was Dahl converged right as the ball got there, but we've seen that play quite a bit tonight, and it's been successful almost every time.
Third and short for the Trojans. Back to Vassar it goes. Pops it outside. Gets to the 20. He's got a first down at the 21. Gain of 5.
Well, there he showed his versatility, John. This was supposed to go up the middle. Makes a quick decision. Gets outside. Watch how he finishes this run. That's what you love to see. Running backs not trying to go out of bounds, avoid contact. He lowered his shoulder, and you want to finish forward, and he does that. Picks up the first down.
Yeah, you got that extra 2 yards on that surge. You got it out to the 23-yard line. So pick up 7. Vassar tonight, 11 carries, 69 yards.
When you see the bottom of our screen, you get that one-on-one matchup again with Jacob Wildermuth. Short side of the field. Let's see if they choose to exploit that.
Schmidt goes. Ball is tipped and then almost caught, and then out of the hands of Luke Bodine and incomplete.
That was
bunts defensively back down there for Edina.
Yeah, watch this ball get tipped right there. Great effort, and then almost a catch, and then almost an interception. The only thing there is look at how close together those two receivers were. You want to have that spaced out just a little bit more, but that was a good throw, but great outstretched hand there by Edina, able to deflect it.
Second down and 10 for Wayzata. We're just inside of 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Schmidt, throw again and overshot Wildermuth. He had a little crease going there between the safeties, would have been gone, but led him too far.
Good route too. That's one of those where you want to let that speed develop, and You know, he's got such a strong arm. It's a flat throw. That's one of those you want to get up in the air, let your receiver run underneath it. You put a little bit more arc on that. That one's going for 70-plus yards, I think, for a touchdown. See if they go back to that.
3rd and 10 from the 23. Schmidt will step up. It's a wave, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Dahl. A.J. Dahl down to the 26 of Wayzata on the first turnover of the night.
Well, that was an excellent job by Schmidt to avoid the rush. He stepped up, almost looked like a pro quarterback the way he did that. And you can see, watch him at the end of this. He goes to the right. Excellent job. You see his head downfield. Doesn't quite get his body into that. And I don't think he saw Dahl there hiding and it was right to him. Nice job by Dahl staying home. And a big turnover. You give your offense another short field to work with here. That's a win for the Edina defense. And for that young man, only a sophomore, that's a big play.
From the 27-yard line, they go to Ilias on first down. Gain inside the 25 to the 23, pick up a 4. Second down and 6. Hornets right back up to the line.
Yeah, recognizing they got a little of the momentum here, trying to capitalize on it, get a good rhythm offensively.
Sandin throws left, completion. First down inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. On the completion to Hanson Malin. His 4th catch tonight.
And they're really going at him here in the first half. Watch him catch this and spin right to the outside. And by doing that quickly, you get your momentum going. You get an extra 4 or 5 yards. You catch and hold that, wait for a second. That allows that defensive back to come up and make that tackle.
Sandin wanted to throw and didn't have time, and down he goes. Demeraux with the tackle and his 3rd sack tonight.
Well, you can see there's just no time. Sandin had less than a second there. He couldn't even set his feet. And Demeraux, again, trying to be a quick throw. I like how Edina's trying to hit those quick timing passes, but you just got to give your quarterback a little bit more time to set his feet.
Demeraux's had a big night. Yeah. Just 1 touchdown allowed by this Wayzata defense on the season so far. Trying to keep the Hornets out here on a 2nd down and 13 from the Trojans' 17. Sandin hit as he throws. Oh, he got blindsided from behind. Each Knutson, wasn't it? Well, they're going to say it's a fumble, and it's Wayzata football. And then whistled dead. Let's take a look at it again.
Oh, it's Demeraux.
No, it's Demeraux again. Yeah, 99.
Well, that's a heads-up play because you're taught to go for the body. You see that arm back, like I see it reach out his right arm and able to slap that ball. Let's see where he's coming from.
Yeah, that's a good call. His arm wasn't falling forward, and then you could see as he's recovered by Culp, his knee was on the ground. 73 wanted to run something, didn't he?
Big boys, when they want to get out in that open field, that's their dream. But
well officiated there. That was indeed a fumble. Great job by Demeraux knocking loose, and Culp there for the recovery.
How about that? Your defense picks your offense up. Interception. There's great pass rush. Joe Demeraux been in that backfield all night long.
And off is Dietrich with his 2nd carry tonight. This is Sean Dietrich. So Julian had 1 rush in the first half. This is Sean's 2nd, along with 1 catch tonight.
A little change of pace, a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker too. You see that speed really effective there. He turned to north and south in a hurry.
Gains 9, gets the call again here on 2nd down, gets it out past the 35, and it's a 1st down. There is a flag down though, so we'll see about it's a 1st down or not. I'll start on the offense. So first penalty in the 2nd half here for Wayzata. Negate what would have been a 1st down.
We talked about those flags, 5 of them at halftime. That's something Coach Brown definitely those are things that help you in film tomorrow, no matter what the final score is you can always clean up those penalties.
I'll go to Diedrich again. Spot outside. It is Nathan Seymour that came up and made the tackle after a short gain.
And Diedrich's got that speed, trying to bounce it outside. Edina did a nice job of just stringing that play out to the sideline, and then Seymour coming out makes a great one-on-one tackle there.
Third down for Wayzata. Wildermuth, the receiver, bottom of your screen. Throw over the middle and the completion. And it's Bush with the catch out past the Wayzata 45. And Bush not getting up yet. Got a first down to the 45-yard line there in the market.
And they switched the play action that time. We've seen a lot of it to the right side. That time the ball fake to the left side, and you see it looked like he grabbed his calf. Like that might be a cramp going on there. I'll tell you, it's hard to defend. You got Deshaun Bush on one side, and you got Jacob Wildermuth on the other. And it's almost pick your poison a little bit. Both of them very effective. Good hands and good speed, and they run really crisp routes.
First and 10 from the 45 for Wayzata. Hand off. It is Malachi Jackson. We haven't seen him running the ball since the first half. A lot of them on defense, and a good hard run of 9 yards. An Edina player down in what was the Wayzata backfield back at around the 40.
That's great. You don't always see head coaches come out for injuries like that. You see Coach Lamker take his helmet, you see his holding his hand. I love that. Players want to play for coaches. They know Coach Lamker can be intense, he can be hard, he demands a lot of you. But when they know you care about him, I'd love to see that. See if we can see where. Oh, you can see him.
Kind of grabbed his right knee.
It almost looked like he planted wrong on that. And Cooper Mollett. Oh, I hate seeing knees with young people. It's I hate to say it, but you hope it's an ankle sometimes, just because you know that's going to heal. And when you see them step or plant wrong, or it gets bent a little bit, I hate seeing that. Certainly hope for that young man it's nothing serious.
Upcoming on CCX, got soccer doubleheaders both Tuesday and Thursday next week. On Park Neighbors, Champlin Park and Park Center will go at it 5 and 7 p.m. Another Northwest Suburban Conference boys-girls doubleheader on Thursday, Osseo at Armstrong. And back to football, Suburban Blue District game, Park Center at Armstrong. Falcons, I mentioned earlier, the 2-0 start. A couple of impressive wins to begin the season. Then volleyball, Tuesday the 17th, Osseo at Park Center.
I'll tell you, as a fan of all sports, I love watching girls volleyball. They're just some tremendous athletes, great height, and just it's one of those, if you play volleyball with your family at home, and you realize how hard it is and how good they are at it. It's a lot of fun to watch. If you ever need me in my tights to broadcast some of the volleyball, I'm happy to do it, JJ.
The state champion in our area last year, Champlin Park, state champions in the Class 3A. That last play, by the way, was the final play of the third quarter. So you see the teams switching ends. It'll be the start of the fourth quarter here. No scoring at all in the third. A better quarter for them, Edina, but obviously still down by the 3 scores, unable to put up any points, but didn't give up any points yet either.
Yeah, I think if you're Edina, you feel like you probably won that quarter. You dominated time of possession, had a nice long sustained drive. You weren't able to capitalize, but got a turnover. You got the interception, but unfortunately then turned it over again. But you know, it's 0-0 in that quarter, and got a chance here to win the fourth quarter. Even if you don't win the final outcome of the game, win this quarter.
Looking ahead to next week in prep football around the northwest suburbs, CCX viewing area. Breck at Brooklyn Center, a 4 p.m. start. Benilde St. Margaret's looks to go perhaps 3-0 next week. They're up big at halftime tonight, 42-7, assuming that holds. They'd be 3-0 or 2-0 going into next week. Champlin Park at Centennial. Hopkins at Forest Lake. I mentioned our CCX live game. Park Center at Armstrong. St. Louis Park at Cooper. Ticino Grace at Blaine. Wayzata at Prior Lake. And the Edina team will be at Maple Grove in the Crimson's home opener next Friday at 7 o'clock.
Well, that St. Louis Park at Cooper could be a good game as well. Some good athletes there, both teams.
First play of the fourth quarter. It'll be a 2nd down and 1 for Wayzata from the Edina 46. And now it's going to be 2nd and 6. A little jump on the right side for Wayzata will cost them 5 yards here.
Those are the kind of plays as a football coach where you're coming off a long break or the end of a quarter. You probably say, we're going to go on a hard count, no one jump. And you tell the lineman 3 or 4 times, and of course you get a jump. Those are the kind of teachable things that Coach Brown will be able to talk about tomorrow.
Go back on their side of the 50 on 3rd down and 6. Jackson just about broke that one, but he was tripped up just enough by Bunt, so he couldn't break through all the way. He does get some of the yardage back. It will be 3rd down here and still about 3.5 to go. And they'll give it to him again, and Jackson's got a first down, and he'll rip off a big gain inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line on a gain of 17 yards. Biggest of the night for Malachi Jackson.
Well, you don't wonder if they didn't have 2 plays called, because as soon as they ran that first one, right back, no huddle, no looking over for the play. They just went right back to Malachi Jackson, and that was a punishing run right up the middle. Well, this is a play before. That's a great arm tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, I could go for a big play. That's it up the 3rd and short, and then just a bulldozing run for the first down.
From the Edina 32, go back to Jackson again. And he will get a few more yards. Again, Bunts on the tackle. This time Jackson drags him for a couple of yards. It's a gain of 4 down to the Edina 28, 2nd down and 6.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing that's impressive with the running backs is, of course, Christian Vassar and Malachi Jackson. They're sharing the workload. So the thing is, every time you bring someone else in, you're getting a fresh running back too. So if you've got 2 or 3 great running backs, you can really wear a defense down because they're constantly fresh. And here you're bringing Sean Dietrich, who's had a couple of electric runs. He's sat for the last series or 2, so he's fresh.
2nd and 6, and it'll be Dietrich. They'll get the carry.
Oh,
and he takes a hit at the 26 and a short gain there. Hamza Kaheen on the hit and tackle. Dietrich got maybe 2. He'll come out. Vassar back in.
Kaheen, defensive back, he came up. He brought the wood there on that tackle.
Dietrich comes out, listed 5'7", 150. Vassar, 6'1", 205. He's the back. We'll see if he gets the call here on 3rd down and 4. Creeping up next to Schmidt. He does indeed get the carry and has a first down and almost broke another tackle. As it is, he got to the 18, and that is enough for a first down. A pickup of 8.
You see how he shifts his body weight around, John? Watch this little cut right there. You see him fake left, he comes back to the right, almost lost the ball there. I'll tell you, he's very crafty. He's got great speed, but just excellent footwork. You don't always have to be the quickest, strongest, fastest guy, but if you got great footwork and you're shifty like that, you can be really, really good. There's a false start too. That's going to be the second one tonight. We've seen Wildermuth get going a little early, and you just don't wonder if they're setting up one of those play actions that we've seen. He's to the wide side of our field, the right side of our television screen there.
First down and 15. And the third penalty in the second half for Wayzata. 8 in the game now for the Trojans. Under 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. All the scoring in the first half. First and 15. Schmidt gets the carry. Tackle from behind by Sawyer Anderson. Had help up the middle. Gain of just a couple for Vassar, but Wayzata okay with that. The clock keeps running. And you're still moving forward. Not much there, but.
Yeah, that was good gap defense up front. Just not a lot of seams, not a lot of room there.
Second down, they'll give it to him again. Vassar got a good hole that time. Nice blocking up front, gave him a little seam. He's able to work his way to the 15-yard line. Hamza Kaheen again on the tackle. But now a third down and manageable for the Trojans here.
Well, you touched on it. I mean, just an explosive run. But, you know, it's second and 14. If you hold them to a 2-3 yard gain, it's third and really long. Instead, you get 7-8 yards. Now you got third and manageable. Now you got that play action in play.
Third down and 7 for the Trojans.
Left of our screen, Deshaun Bush. We've seen him be very effective here tonight.
Fake on the run. They get the completion. Bodine breaks the tackle, heading for the end zone, and he is to the sticks. Flag down. Still no signal on the touchdown or not. I believe he got in, but I never saw a touchdown signal. Did you?
I did not, but it certainly looked like he was well into the end zone.
Well, it looks like it's a touchdown, but I never saw anyone signal it.
Well, Bodine did a great job. As soon as he caught that, it looked like he was going to get tackled, but kept those legs moving, turned it upfield. And you get those big eyes when you start seeing that end zone. He was able to rumble in, and it certainly looked like from up here that he got into the end zone.
Officials huddled for a moment. Still no signal on anything yet. Now we'll get the call.
Those late flags, a lot of times it's a late hit, sometimes celebration.
There's a touchdown on Sportsmanlike after the play on Wayzata, looks like. Try for a point after now. But so Bodine with the second catch tonight, both for 16 yards. This goes for a touchdown. Schmidt with his fourth touchdown pass of the night. First points to the board on the board for Wayzata, and it's 34-7.
Well executed play. Bodine there got to the outside. Like I said, that's a one-on-one tackling situation, and he's able to make one guy miss, and then it was nothing but green in front of him. You know, I'll tell you, the first few drives, we saw all Jacob Wildermuth, and since then, really spreading it around a little bit more. You've seen Wildermuth have some more catches, but you've seen Deshaun Bush have some great catches. That time, you got to see Luke Bodine take it to the house.
Now Peter Melquist will be challenged a little more on this extra point, pushed back 15 yards because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So this will be a 35-yard point after try for Melquist. At the leg, and it is not good.
Just left. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You get a little bit more leg into it, you end up hooking it and pulling it. But great ball fake, rolling out to your right. That's not an easy throw either. There's the tackle right there, able to run through that arm tackle. And look at him finish that off. That's a hard throw. You got a defender right too. He almost had to drop his arm and throw it a little sidearm, and a little collision there at the end. And you can see he was excited to get into the end zone. He wanted to let that defender know about it.
34-7, Wayzata, 7 minutes away from going to 2-0 on the season.
Well, what do you think? I think Wayzata's the real deal this year. Number 4 ranking, I think, is...
it's legit,
yeah,
right?
And it's legit for a couple of reasons. One, balance on offense, good running, great running backs. And I think the question is how's your quarterback? And I think that's been answered tonight as well. Tom Schmidt's been outstanding.
Best, deepest kickoff of the night for Wayzata on a return. The return has been pretty good tonight. This one out across the 25 to the 27. You mentioned the number 4 ranking. Let's look at the top 10 right now in Class 6A football, Associated Press. Here at Eden Prairie Eagles at number 1 there, Brian. Lakeville North number 2. That's TMA with a win over Maple Grove at home last week. They are 3-0 with Wayzata. Lakeville South open with a win against Edina Grace. Then Prior Lake, as I mentioned, Wayzata will play them next week. Cretin-Durham Hall open with a win against Osseo last week. And Eastview, Edina, and Champlain Park, who were up at half a Blaine tonight, looking to go 2-0.
Well, the good news is Eden Prairie, St. Michael, Albertville, Wayzata, Prior Lake, they're all going to play each other. So you'll have a pretty good idea where everyone stands. And I talking to Coach Lamker, I think he'll take a loss early in the year like this. I think he likes his group of kids. You've seen him respond and have a better second half. And it's a learning experience. And that's what the football season is. You want to make mistakes. If you're going to lose, you want to lose early. Get that experience, develop that camaraderie, that toughness. And of course, like anything, you want to be playing your best football towards the end of the year.
Edina will have the football from their 27. Here in Lampert, talking to George Sandvin as the junior quarterback will come out here.
Is it bad that I'm already waiting for that Eden Prairie Wayzata game later down the year? You just have a feeling both of them might be undefeated going into that matchup.
Fake by Sandman, then gets the completion and a nice throw over the middle on the first down and a gain of 16 yards. And the first catch tonight from Landon Glenna, senior wide receiver.
Well, that's what happens. If you give Sandman some time, he's got a remarkable arm. That one right on the money. He's been really accurate too tonight. He just hasn't had much time to set his feet and be able to deliver the football. That time, good protection up front and a nice throw.
Sam Robertson, we saw him perhaps cramp up earlier. He's down again. Upcoming schedules for these games: Edina at Maple Grove next Friday, then host Prior Lake on the 20th, and at St. Michael Albertville in 3 weeks. So no easy task there on those 3 games coming up for the Hornets. And mentioned Wayzata at Prior Lake next week. They'll take on STMA on the 20th, and in 3 weeks at Eden Prairie.
Well, that's not an easy schedule either. You know, it kind of reminds you of the SEC in college football, right? You're gonna battle, but I'll tell you, win or lose some of these during the regular season, like I said, it prepares you, gets you ready, gets you set to play your best football at the end of the year.
Sandman under pressure, and he goes down. Look who's there again, number 99. Yeah, he knows how many sacks he's got. That is his 4th tonight, plus the forced fumble.
Does he have enough fingers to count as many sacks as he had? Let's just see. I want you to watch his hands.
They're trying to put 2 guys on him, and he gets through.
Yeah, his initial blocker is putting those hands up, and he's got quick hands, and he's throwing them down. He's letting everyone know how many times he's gotten to the quarterback, but he has been awesome tonight. Unblockable.
Sandman throws, and it's dropped. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Intended for Glenna, could hang on.
Yeah, and I like Edina's plan here, going to some quick rhythm throws. And I tell you, I know I said it earlier, John, but some of the hardest catches are the ones that are right there but you're anticipating the defenders coming. You just lift your head for a second.
3rd down and 16, Edina from their 37. Sandvin, and down he goes again. Now he can count. There's 5 sacks for Joe Dembro. There's a flag down. Sandvin got away from initial pressure. He ducked under a leaping defender, but then number 99 was waiting for him. If this holds, it will be another sack, personal foul, face mask on Wayzata.
It's going to be a 15-yard. Let's see, who is it on the, I think it's right there. Oh.
Didn't actually grab the face mask. I think referee thought that on the way by that Malachi Jackson had grabbed the face mask, but he could see it. He hit his head, but there's, well, wait, maybe it was a little grab by Demro. Might have gotten a little bit
right there.
with his hand. Yep, so good call. It was Demro that he got for it on the 15-yard penalty. So it's not an automatic first down. So the sack goes. They'll bring it out to the 48. It's still 3rd down. And 6 to go here for Wayzata, or for Edina.
No, they're rather than facing 4th and 20. You got a very manageable 3rd and 5 here.
Sandvin throws and another drop. So he had some drops that have gone against him. His completion percentage will be higher tonight. And here in the late going, and Lim unable to hang on to this one.
Well, that was one of the few throws tonight where Sandvin didn't really step into it. That was a little bit low, a little bit behind
him. You're right.
And one of the easier throws he's had as far as, you know, having some time to plant his feet. But that's why pass rushes, you know, that's why guys that get sacks get paid the most money, because if you can pressure the quarterback, it just completely takes them out of their rhythm.
Great 4th down run, and they pick up the first down on the run up the middle by Sawyer Anderson, who gets inside the Wayzata 45 to the 44. Edina keeps the drive alive.
And I think they caught Wayzata off guard, expecting a pass that time, and ran it right up the gut, right up the middle. Nice, quick north and south run, picked up the first down.
5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Completion, and good job this time by Sandvin squeezing it in, and Lynn making the catch, takes the contact, and gains 10 yards.
Well, and we've seen Edina have success in this kind of hurry-up, quick-hit offense. They've been able to move the ball, especially in the second half.
I mentioned earlier 4 first downs at halftime. They've had 8 here in the second half. 1st and 10 from the Wayzata 34. Another quick drop and throw to Malim, and a catch. Benega wraps him up, gets him out of bounds at the 25. A gain of 9.
That's where if you try to take a quick throw away, you put a cornerback up, you press the receiver, and you put a safety over the top. You don't allow that quick release. But I think at this point, Wayzata happy to keep everything short and in front of them. They'll give up those shorter pass plays, nothing over the top.
2nd and 1 for the Hornets. Sandvin going deep. He's got a man and overshot him. It's Malim who's open in the end zone.
I'll tell you, one of the few times tonight, great protection up front. He actually had time. You see him set his feet, and he took a hit right as he released that, but just off the fingertips. How many? We've seen a couple of those tonight. Almost connect for big plays in the passing game.
Third down and 1 for the Hornets from the Wayzata 25. Under 5 minutes to go now. Hand off up the middle. Anderson's got a first down. Bounces off a tackle. He is still going toward the end zone. Dives for the pylon. And he's in for the score. Sawyer Anderson for the touchdown. 25-yard run.
What a great effort by Anderson. He took a big hit, but it was up high, able to keep his legs going. He just bounced off of that hit, took it to the outside, and he finished that run off. Excellent drive by the Edina Hornet offense. And again, as a coach, you're not going to probably win this game, but you're looking for improvement. And offensively, you talked about it, 4 first downs in the first half. I bet they've doubled or tripled their total yards here in the second half as well. Been very much more effective running and throwing the football.
They'll go for the 2-point conversion. And a throw, and a back shoulder throw, and Mullen makes the catch. Nice grab on the 2-point conversion to make it 34-15.
Well, and Sandvin, again, he put that just perfectly. You want to throw that high into the outside. And the limb just went up and grabbed it. And here's a look at that run. There's a big hit. And it just keeps those legs going. And watch him finish it with the dive into the end zone. Excellent run, Sawyer Anderson. Good blocking up front, too. A nice hole. But then there's the big hit up top. And that's why you always tell tacklers, you got to tackle low, wrap those legs up. Good running backs will bounce right off of that, and then just watch this throw. Great effort, too. That's
a catch.
You know how hard of a catch that is. Especially at nighttime, you're looking into the lights. You contort your body backwards. That's how you finish a drive. We saw Edina first drive of the second half, march down the field and unable to get into the end zone. That time, they finish it off and get the 2-point conversion.
34-15. Wayzata will get 9 guys up within 15 yards of the ball. Anticipating an onside kick here from Fensky and the Hornets. Just about had a successful one in the first half.
The key is you got to get that second hop to go get that ball up into the air.
And it is recovered by Wayzata. Didn't get that big hop off the turf that they needed, and recovered by Wayzata's Matthew Schmidt.
Well, no, and it's tough to do, but you got to really kick on the top of that ball. You got to get the second bounce there to be able to go up into the air. Nice job. And I'll tell you, that's something good football teams work on every day in practice, your hands team. Because plays like that, as you and I witnessed a couple years ago, onside kicks can turn the course of a game around in a hurry. Nice job by the Wayzata hands team there recovering. Yeah, this kind of a comeback would be nothing new for us, John, if they would have got that onside kick.
Carter Tibbetts is in at quarterback now for Wayzata, number 12. Senior. Call the signals here. Hand off up the middle. Good run across midfield on first down. A gain of 5-6 yards. As Anthony Richmond, junior, back getting his first carry tonight and gets 5+ yards.
Oh, you love to see that. You love to see a senior get a chance to get in and get some meaningful full snaps and chance to quarterback your team. You love it. We haven't seen Richmond all night either get a chance to see some new running backs, and that's why you work hard, because you never know when your number is going to be called.
Hand off again, and this time stopped short of the first down. Richmond does get positive yards, but it'll be third down and about 3 to go. And Edina will take time out. Just under 4 minutes to play. Update on some of the scores from tonight. We showed you the final earlier. Brooklyn Center winning this afternoon against Harding. Providence Academy is going ahead of Columbia Heights. They trailed that one at halftime. Champlin Park continues to lead play, 28-7. Medill now 52-7 lead. And Tutina Rice and Maple Grove still a tight, low-scoring game, 13-10. Eagles lead the Crimson in the fourth.
Well, and some people might ask, why would you take a timeout at this point, right? And I'll tell you why. Even if you don't win this game, you're teaching your kids that you don't quit, you don't fight, or you keep fighting all the way to the end of the game. It's always teaching, it's always learning, it's always trying to improve and get better. Both of these coaches do a great job of that with their programs.
Tibbetts looking to the sideline, comes back toward the line of scrimmage, ready with the play call. With Richmond behind him in the backfield. And he'll get the call for a third straight time. Breaks a tackle, has a first down, and Anthony Richmond with a nice run down to the 41 of Edina. That's a pickup of 6 and a Wayzata first down.
Well, he had to earn that one. There was contact right at the line of scrimmage, and he just kept fighting. You look at him, he's well built too, only a junior. He's got those strong legs. 5'8", 190 pounds, and he's a lot of power in that, and you can see him fighting forward, able to get a big first down. You know, and when you don't get a lot of carries or a lot of chances to showcase, you got to make the most of it, because you know that film's going to be on tomorrow, and you want to be able to show, hey, coach, I'm ready. Look at what I was able to do. Give me some of the carries in the first half. Problem is they got a pretty full backfield, too, ahead of them.
Richmond gets the call again, and the ball's bobbled and dropped. I think he got it back. He did get it back. That looked like it was going to be a certain turnover, and he's able to get back on top of it. Aiden Anderson was close for Edina there to making a recovery. Watch it pop out, and it comes right back to him.
That's an athletic play, just a hand-eye coordination to find that ball bouncing in the air, able to hang on to it.
Clock continues to run. Inside of 3 minutes to go, and second down and 12 now for Wayzata. Action, Tibbetts will throw, an incompletion. He had a receiver, but unable to come up with a catch. Cracelarn, the intended receiver.
Well, that ball was put right on the money. Great ball fake. Nice spiral right on target. That's where you got to make the most of that opportunity. Haul that one in. You can see he knew it right away.
Third down and 12 after the incompletion, stopping the clock. 2:34 to go. Back to Richmond on the ground. Gain back the yards lost on the first down run, and maybe a yard more. It'll be fourth down and 9 here for Wayzata.
Nice tackle there by Noah Richards, defensive lineman there for Edina. He was pursuing down the line, able to just jump on and hang on. Maybe saved another 5 or 6 yards. Nice tackle.
Another timeout taken by Edina, so they'll get their offense a little more time to work. One final time, presumably tonight.
One of the neat things that Wayzata does, and I haven't seen it anywhere else, so maybe the other schools do it, but they did it tonight where the seniors get to identify a teacher that's been important to them in their, as they've grown up, whether it's in middle school or high school. And I think it's kind of a neat. We always talk about student athletes, and obviously we're covering the athlete part of it, but these guys are students too, and it's kind of neat to read a paragraph of how a teacher has inspired them and how they've helped them along the way. So it's kind of a neat little add-on that I think Wayzata does a nice job with.
The seniors tonight before the game each had brought out a staff member from the district, either teachers they've had this year or could be elementary school teacher, another staff member, and brought them out. And you're right, great recognition for the people in education.
When I saw a couple of them were from middle school, so 3 or 4 or 5 years ago they had them. So kind of a neat thing for those teachers to know they played a pretty big part in these kids' lives.
Can you recall your favorite teacher?
My second grade teacher, Mrs. Schultz, she actually came to my wedding, still maintains in contact with her. So she, I'll tell you, great coaches are a lot like teachers. I mean, they are teachers, essentially, but you forget the ones that weren't great, but you remember the ones that made a difference. And they have such a positive impact on you. It's kind of neat to see the athletic program, identify that and then honor those teachers.
Fourth down for Wayzata, so they'll put it away here. High kick away, and it'll bounce into the end zone. Like to see guy get his leg into it. Luke Bodine able to punt that one. Put Edina at the 20 for their possession here. Although Edina will fall to 1-1 on the road at Maple Grove next week. So they'll take their 2-0 record from Prior Lake.
It should be a good matchup too.
Hand off of the middle, bursting through is Anderson, who ran for the touchdown on the last drive. Gets a good first down run here. Picks up just shy of 10 yards, like 9 3/4 yards.
I like Sawyer Anderson and Alex Illies. I like that combination of running backs.
Sandman wanting to throw, and down he goes. Shaka Rhodes with the tackle. That is the 7th time Sandman is going down, been sacked tonight.
And even on some of his completions, he's being hit right as he throws it. Drops back, and if he doesn't get rid of it on that first 3-step drop, he's been under pressure all night long.
Trying to get out to the 30 and get the first down. Looks like Brayfogle got it. Are they going to mark him?
No, they still got 10 to go, with that sack.
And give to Anderson. Not much going this time. So it'll be 4th down and 9 to go. Minute to play, 4th down and 8 from the 32. Sandman throwing and incomplete. Canada was in Ethiopia right around the limb.
He's been close on a number of those deep balls, hasn't he? I mean, they're not missing by much. That young man had a nice game too. Malum had a bunch of catches. Could have had a couple, very close to having a couple of really big plays too. I think if you're Wayzata, your takeaways from this game, you're very pleased with your offensive and defensive lines, your receivers, your quarterback, but I think you want to clean up the penalties, right? If you're Edina, I think you want to figure out how to get off to a better start, because they won this second half 8-6, so they played much better this second half.
Schmidt back in, but it's just going to be a couple of kneel downs here for Wayzata. I would tell Coach that, Coach, you're hurting my rushing average here. At least come again under center, do a kneel down. Loss of 1 instead of loss of 6. One more snap of the ball. And that will do it. The Wayzata 21 points in the first quarter, and they go on to win 34-15. Well, good start from good goal for Wayzata, offense and defense from start to finish, and then they win it big, 34-15.
Well, I think if you're Lambert Brown, it's the best of both worlds. Kind of a dominating performance, but enough there to clean up and to keep your kids' attention and keep them humble as they go into a tough game on the road at Prior Lake next week. But I think this Wayzata defense is the real deal. I mean, the way they physically up front were able to dominate the line of scrimmage, the way they get after the passer, and the speed they have too, the athletes they have in the secondary. It's a very complete defense.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Our post game is next. Wayzata 34, Edina 15. The final. More from Wayzata High School after this.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And let's go down to Ryan Iverson now.
Hi, thanks, John. I'm here with a couple of superstars for the Wayzata Trojans, one from offense, one from defense. I'm going to start with you, Joe Demerol, because I feel like if I don't go quick, you might sack me. I think 5 or 6 sacks tonight. How were you able to get in the backfield so easily?
I mean, I guess it just comes down to practice, and reps in practice, I guess, come down to game time moments. So I guess I can credit it to that.
From a technical standpoint, I watched you a lot. I played college football. I thought you used your hands really well, able to get the offensive lineman hands, get them off balance. Is there any other techniques that you've kind of mastered that you want to share with the rest of the world?
I think quickness is my best strong suit. So I think I use that definitely, but I also have a really nice bull rush. So I think I'm a great mixture of techniques, and I think I really bring that to the play field.
You guys shut out Blaine last week, so we didn't know if Blaine maybe wasn't as good or if you guys are really that good defensively. You answered that up with another really, really dominating performance tonight. How good is this defense?
Oh, this defense is amazing, unstoppable. I really do credit it to the whole team, but we do have really good defense.
Well, I got both of you here in practice. If number ones go against each other, are you getting this guy before he gets rid of the ball?
I don't know. He's a great quarterback, so I don't know. We'll see. I saw him shake off a few guys today. So.
All right. Well, congrats on a great day. You betcha. All right. Tom, I'm with you. What an unbelievable performance you had. One of the first things I commented on is how accurate you were with the football. Is that something you really worked on this summer?
Yeah. Let's go! Oh, sorry, that's my brother. Yeah, one of the things I really wanted to work on was my accuracy, because if you put the ball where it needs to be, it puts the best spot for your wide receiver to get the ball. And that's what I really wanted to work on, and hopefully, I got that down, and yeah, I just worked on it a lot.
Great play action tonight. You guys run that shotgun, the play action. It seemed like Wildermuth was open all night long. They didn't seem to adjust to it. Was it something you guys were talking about on the sideline? Keep going back to that same action?
To be honest, Jake and I, we've been talking that since our freshman year. We're great friends, and we were just excited to get out here and make plays together. We got some shots last game, but we really just came out this game and just wanted to hurt the other team's defense, and that's what we did. And I'm so proud of that, man. He's a great man.
I talk a lot about balance. You got to be able to run the football. A lot of teams run the football, but to have that throwing ability, how important is running the football to opening up for you the passing game?
Oh, it's like unbelievable. We have both. Our backs are both unbelievable. Malachi and Christian, they're both insane, and I love having them in the backfield. But it starts with the O-line up front. You can have a good run game, but if you don't have an O-line, you don't have a run game. And the guys up front, I got to be buying them dinner tonight or something. I haven't gotten sacked in either games, and I credit all the touchdowns, all the stats. They're all to them. They're all them.
Well, that's awesome that you're humble enough to say that. I thought you had a couple beautiful throws, too, one on the run. You hit him deep, too, on another one. So here's the question. Number ones go against each other. Great defense versus a great offense. Who's going to win that?
Oh, it's the offense every time. Right, no doubt. Yeah.
2-0, off to a great start. You got a tough schedule up ahead. How do you guys stay humbled and keep moving forward?
We just keep preparing like we've always prepared. Coach Brown is really great at telling us what we got to do, and we just go do it. We knew that it was going to be a tough schedule, but we really believe that every person in that locker room is a player, and we humble and just go. We just go.
Awesome. Well, it was fun to watch tonight. Congrats on a great game.
Thank you.
Back to you, JJ.
All right, a couple of great interviews there, and thanks to the Wayzata Trojans for taking some time with us, and a nice win for them as Brian mentioned, a tough schedule ahead. They go to Prior Lake next Friday night. Well, that will do it for our telecast tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. For Ryan Iverson, all of our great crew tonight here in Plymouth at Wayzata High School. Our final score, Wayzata 34, Edina 15. We'll see you next Friday night from Armstrong High School.